I'm yeah. I don't plan on okay, so yeah, this should be a shorter stream. I don't plan on going for like 12 hours again because A, the time, and B, um yeah, I need rest. But I want to know what's gonna happen next, and I totally didn't I totally didn't intend to go for so long yesterday. But I wanted to, once I got to Elpis, I was like, I need to do this all in one setting. I don't wanna, I don't wanna log out. I don't wanna like log out and do it tomorrow. Cause like, I don't know, I just had to. It was that good. I wanted to see what all happened. Alright, as the heavens burn. Though you and Krahal both have news to share, hers is perhaps the more urgent. So, have you learned Alt more of the final days? Then the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time on the first events here, I've taken a turn for the worse. Zons are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and why of it, Alize and Alphino have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they visited, Locus Aminus is one of the worst affected. Zancred, Estinian, and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. While the province is vast, they only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It's an accomplishment worth celebrating, but still but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Sharlayan and Master Meteion have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Heidelin in the ethereal sea, but to no avail. As for Tatara and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon. An ambitious project that has likely been years, if not decades, in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. You'll also recall the proposal issued by Master Foshino to the people of Radzat. Following the discussion, Ritra declared his support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the form's invitation. So far so good, but that's where things get a little strange. Apparently the form caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure a safe passage for the Hanish refugees to the tower, Alphino, Alize, Estinian, and Graha traveled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital was hardly the safest place to begin with, and now final days have come to Garlemald. Shoot, I just realized. Hold on. Forgot to put the audio in my headphones. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Foshino, when panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out, before the link show went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. Hear this needy Sam, please, you must help me. So, back to Garlemald then. Having you there will make a difference, I'm sure of it. Cat broken glass was the first port of call, so you'd best start there. Hopefully Sia will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking into, so you had best take every possible precaution. Let's see something real faced. Let me check something real fast. Alright, okay. Yeah, I just went to check audio, something related to audio. I should have known we wouldn't be done with Garland mode. Kaido. Ooh, okay, another instance. I'll probably just go ahead and use this. I don't know. Item comparison. Alright, that's pretty good, I guess. There's no accessory coffer, is there? No. I guess not. Yeah, that's probably through side quest. But I don't want to do any side quests. Oh wait, I can't do glamour plates in here, right? Yeah. Okay. And let me go back to Sharlayan real fast. Alright, great. Alright, and now I'll go back to Garlemald. And do this instance. They'll probably sink me to 89 instead of 90. Sammy, another moment too soon. Skies over Garlemald are ablaze, but it's events on the ground that concern me. As you will have heard, your fellow Scions arrived ahead of you. Cut the customary greetings short after we received word from our troops on the Magna Glacies that the Forum airship has landed. It was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I'd have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we will discuss them later. I trust you are ready to depart. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Okay. And battle. Oh no, 88, okay. There they go, on the Magna Glacies. Oh, this is from the trailer.
No. No. We were promised an escape. Not the same you we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
Alpha now. And it's still here.
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
I can handle this pair.
You shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
Alright, so I guess I'm playing as a Stenian or Alpha now. Until I arrive.
As you wish, my little lord.
Not Alpha, no.
Our commander needs attention. See to the wounded.
Help is at hand.
Alright, now I have to fight. Let's
Leave it to me.
Alright, that's the AoE. Oh, that's a special heal. Doses is the attack. That's a dodge. Oh, they're turning me. Do what
Those who can stand, come with me.
Easy now. Deep breaths. You're safe now.
I need my life.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
What? I'm so used to one being my attack opener. That's okay. That's good. That's enough of that.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
Is this where I come in, or am I gonna be a Stinian now?
Forward! Let not a single
Gillis.
fiend escape!
We'll get to... I guess I'm Euless now.
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then?
In time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
The gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
Yep, that's... Okay, Alice. I was gonna say, that is an RDM LB, so is that me? But not Alice.
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Guess I'm gonna be Graha or Alice now. I hope I'm Graha because
You know who would never abandon these people to their fate.
I don't want to be Alice
devoured by
just
their former
because
friends. That'd be beyond cruel.
the simplified
These beasts
red mage
must
combo is
fall
weird.
Here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go.
Okay, I'm Alice. I mean, I like Alice, but I hate the simplified red mage combo. Lost too many already, Graha, with me. Oh, right, another combo. Oh, I don't have... Okay. Right, there's a mobile. Rod's going black mage. Break. Which I didn't say this one not bad for us. Oh, that's conscious. how's going over there. I'll go over here.
I'm not done yet.
Nothing to worry about. The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
Nope. Okay. Okay, so that's where it lands, not where you need to go.
As they say, turnabout's fair play. Oh no!
Okay, so her LB is the level 90 skill now. I wouldn't mind that.
The barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back. Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
Oh, there's like from the cinematic. And here I come. No? Graha. Okay, he's the paladin now instead of Ardbert.
Get out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them! Not a one! This will be a brighter future! I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Damn, that emotion though.
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of her as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness fight alone.
Here I am. Yeah. I mean, okay, I'm all for being cool, but you could, but I could speed it up a bit.
Oh.
This precise way, you should never skip a squat regimen. I mean, could use a little snark right now.
I can look after myself, you know.
I have enough of this rabble. I'll probably do that again.
Everything's in order?
I trust.
I expected her to like,
I've
yeah,
had enough of this rabble.
yeah,
Come on!
yep. There's the line from the cinematic. You'll play a Sami Kamazan.
Oh,
Yeah.
trio for the ages. Just the beginning.
Shoot, I did not mean to.
I had a feeling I'd find you here. This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
I don't have to be healing. Okay, where do I go here? Okay, wait for the opening, just like with Lunar Bahamut. Alright, that was easy. My ear itching. My ear itching all sorts of stuff today.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzathan have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
Was that the Elder? Trying
More of them.
What's that? Xenos.
Xenos! Here!
You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
What's your game, Xenos?
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is, and has ever been, my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about.
I wouldn't get close to Mulus, he'll kill you.
Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
For nothing, in the end. So much wasted effort.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Ulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Alright, good thing Alphino came in there and said that.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends. Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
Yeah, as long as there's something bigger, I ain't gonna fuck with Xenos.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, it is only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
You'll be after your seat on the forum next.
That did not I did not sit well with him. Alright. Okay, time to talk to everyone. But the final day should manifest here too. After everything these people have suffered, is a fate cruel beyond words. Nevertheless, with allies old and new at our side, there is yet reason to be hopeful. It's been a while since we last spoke. Since last we spoke, for some time I was not myself. Lucy and the others told me what happened that night, and about the events that took place while I was receiving treatment. It was only then that I realized the lengths you and yours go to. I know I might never be able to repay you, but I'll be damned if I don't try. And most of all, I want to thank you, you of all people. I want to thank you, all of you, for everything you've done and continue to do for the sake of my people. At the very least, I'm glad our own members are accounted for. This is the contingent space of operations, I take it. Yes, it is. Couldn't save them all, but if we'd arrived any later, it would have been a massacre. Things were looking bleak until you and the first turned up. Though there will be time later to discuss your journey to the first, there's one thing I must ask. Did you perchance speak with our friends in Crystarion? I did. They're all doing fine. Dean and Becklin both warned me against overexerting myself. Oh yeah, that. I forgot about that. Yeah. I should have said that. Strange that they would express such similar sentiments. Identical, in fact. But their advice is duly noted. See Xeno standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. Gods, I don't know what came over me. It's blurted out the first thing that came to mind, but looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't incite him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about all that. It's good to see you again. What, okay. Weapon coffer. Yeah, that's not, yeah. I think if I remember... Well, actually, I never saw... Yeah, that... Yeah. I think I'm not gonna swap out my weapon until I get to level 90. Until I can get the tome weapon. Or the relic. Or, I don't know. Whichever one. Probably, I'm not swapping out my weapon until level 90 because... Like, if I remember right, it's nothing... It's not really good. The, well, at least compared to the fully upgraded relic, I mean. Oh, side help. This is gonna be a voiceless cutscene, I'm sure.
No major injuries
Oh, no?
then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Forchano Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere.
Alright, sorry about that. Just had to do something.
Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, And so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuno. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Sharlayan alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other, I would doubt. But you, I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait.
Wait,
Did you hear something just now?
He heard something. Oh, it's a Hydaelyn Loperate. At least I hope.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night.
Beyonce is back.
And to this bitter clime bring warmth and comfort. 'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Etheris. Oriange made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvelous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Oriange's inferior works no more.
consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? Ahem. As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Hydaelyn's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Urianger made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
You don't know.
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow! Well met! You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Hydaelyn's right paw! That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I, bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Sharlayan, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperites made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart.
Good to have you back. May thy disciples banish the darkest of night.
I am no esteemed philosopher of Eld. Nevertheless, 'tis my hope that what little knowledge I shared shall serve them well, and perchance help save us all. Will thou attend us at the Forum and lend thine own wisdom?
I shall. Putting way in the
if
background.
that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
Gotta have some levity after that harsh scene. Oh yes, oh she's the sightseeing log person. I dare say Master Fulchino was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Hydaelyn's lunar custodians. As he will soon discover, they have much and more to offer the Forum. Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures ere we are summoned to the rostra. I saw this thing over here and I thought that was ether current. Like you better hurry up and move before he gets logged out. I hope this is just, but I don't think it will be. Yep, I thought so. Okay. Not that I'm complaining, Orianche, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. No ID in extolling the virtues of Theris. I did inadvertently awaken the Loporits in the Loporits, a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Krile tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. Boy, do I ever. Unless you're talking to Oriange. I have news to share regarding our study of the ethereal sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Heidel's Elpis flower lead? So many things. I learned the entire history of Elpis and the ancients leading up to the final days. I learned the cause of the final days. And this dynamis is what drives the final days. Fate and Akasha are one and the same, so this all but proves Nidana's theory. Were an entity through sheer force of emotion to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, its power might surpass even that of ether. But if our star is so replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the great expanse. Meteion, or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she had been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred, drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Theris. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. They have but one aim, to defeat Meteion. Make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Meteion, and we deliver the world from the final days. But to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. For Meteion escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Vanar, the woman who had become Heidelin. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Heidelin and the Vanar Yumet and Elpis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Heidelin possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she will share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends first to flee at Theris, not stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteion? The Vanar would never give up. That's my impression too, otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. So, what's the second condition? We must find a means to reach Meteion. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon wheresoever she has made her nest. Communing with Heidelin must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Meteion have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not, though we enlisted the help of Ironfold and other Echo-blessed allies. Couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Heidelin, even from within the anti-tower. Master Meteion is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Heidelin. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea built closer to home. And there's our summons. Sorry to interrupt, we just received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. My father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. I think the Crystal Tower the First is capable of such feats as sending one's soul into the distant past. The events you witnessed and helped shape may yet hold the key to forestalling the final days. I'm reminded of dear friends and a future I unmade, whose selfless efforts saw the 8th umbral calamity averted. In this timeline at least, too much has been sacrificed for us to abandon affairs now. After sending Graha and Estinian back to Garlemald, I stayed in Locus Aminus for a time. Being an imperial province, it was already in turmoil, being before the onset of the final days. You wouldn't believe the difficulties we had overseeing the evacuation of the villages we visited. I have faith that the detachment we left behind will continue our work and shepherd the people to safety. But what safety can be found in a world coming to an end? Master Meteion has suspected for some time that the Forum has been constructing a new facility for the purpose of surveying the Ethereal Sea. Of course, as a custodian of the anti-tower, which would presumably be rendered obsolete as a result, she has a few things to say about that. Nothing that should be repeated in polite company, you understand. After you left for Garlemald, I went to Labyrinthos and tried to reach Heidelin using the Elpis flowers. Alas, my attempts are in vain. I can only assume she spent a vast amount of her power in the confrontation with Fantaniel, and is presently unable to communicate. Indeed, as her presence left my body, I could feel how faint it had grown. Hope you don't mind me staying behind while you attend your big meeting. The rostra reminds me a bit too much of the supremely scary tribunal in Ishgard. You'll forgive me if I keep my distance. Father has granted us the opportunity we've been waiting for. Though we know not what information, if any, they intend to reveal, there's only one way to find out, to the rostra. Well, that was a much quicker response than I was expecting. Nice to know our efforts on the Magma Glaciers didn't go unnoticed. First, I wasn't sure though what to make of Hermes and his motives. But it's like we discussed at the Great Work. When faced with the harsh realities of life, some seek the release of death, others grow defiant. They fight. Either way, it is our right to choose. It was Heidelin's commandment that in the event Zodiac should perish, the Loporites were to deliver the people of Atheris from harm. Though that be the limit of their duties, they possess knowledge unparalleled of the great expanse and the means of its traversal. Should they be persuaded to assist in our efforts to reach Meteion, we would do well to heed their counsel. forum is in session and the roster is posted for visitors. Sign with some thought. Very well, you may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted on the condition you leave your armaments at the door. Lest you forget, the sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The implements of war are expressly forbidden. The music is so relaxing.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us, and the people of Radzat-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzat-Han was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino.
I like him.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. The call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms? "71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Alright. Let's see Fortuneau first. Rest assured, I have every intention of honoring the Forum's decision. My affinity for espionage may have earned me the title of Archon, but I was completely unaware of the Forum's plans. There may have been clues here and there had I been of a mind to look for them, but contemplating that possibility only serves to further wound my pride. Not that anyone could have realistically surmised, their brilliant stratagem was to build a giant ship flying the moon, a still larger vessel in truth, and use that to travel to another star. Even now the whole idea seems positively absurd when spoken aloud. Of late I have seen no sign of the Lockwards. This being their first opportunity to experience the wonders of Sharlayan, the potential for misadventure is nigh infinite. Perhaps if Midgard Sormar was still alive, in the traditional sense that is, he could have offered to help the vessel attain the necessary speeds. Again, there's no guarantee his contribution would make enough of a difference to matter. The further we pursue the mysteries of the universe, the more I struggle to comprehend the fortuitous nature of time itself. We measure and quantify it based on observations of celestial bodies, such as the sun and moon, but from your account, it is unclear whether the ancients viewed time in a similar manner. I mention this because while Vanad knew the final dates would reoccur at a defined point in the future, she presumably had no way of knowing exactly when. Even so, completion of the Forum's preparations to escape to the moon, aligning so closely with the advent of the final days, is surely no coincidence. I'm a little vexed that we've yet to learn of the Forum's replacement for the anti-tower, though I expect that in time they'll share that too with us, and with Master Meteion if they've any sense. I think that'll be the 89 dungeon, maybe. I don't know. Could be, could not be. Yeah, I'll admit bringing up the issue of the Forum's incomplete art was a little more than daunting. They were, to their credit, quite open about the current state of affairs. What was even more surprising was when they took Alphino up on his offer. I very much take issue with the Forum's approach to selecting whom to save and when. They're not wrong for wanting to minimize potential conflicts. Fortunately, if this plan of ours actually works, the Great Exodus itself will become entirely unnecessary. Sorry about not letting the rest of you in on my plan. I was admittedly thinking on my feet for the most part. Since it required both a means of communing with Hydaelyn and reaching Meteion. The spur of the moment I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the Ark as a work as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. However, we must first keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem of the ether burner. I'd like to think it is not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an ether burner actually works before we attempt to improve it, though. As instructed, I shall take you to see the ether burner. Meet me outside the Archaeon. I trust you can make your own way there. So the Ark is being built at Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? I'm not sure they object to the forum allowing foreign elements to have the run of their secret facility. We should count ourselves lucky. There's been many moons since I last visited Labyrinthos. As vast as the archives were back then, they've only continued to grow in the days since. I don't understand the appeal of reshaping it to look like the world above. Make your pizzas what it is, or go outside if that's what you prefer. That we have been granted permission to enter the lower levels is proof of our increased standing. Would that they had been willing to confide in us sooner. Among the many and varied documents sent to the moon, did I chance upon several inventories made in the Archaeon. Mayhap the forum believes such records would provide insight into the intricacies of clerical duties. Regardless, the Loports did not consider them worthy of more than a cursory glance. Where once we were refused entry, we are now welcomed as guests. Seems so long ago we first set foot here. Do they intend to carry everything in the Archaeon to the moon? They said they'd start loading scientific records and biological samples, but do they really need all of it? Our destination lies in the lower levels. The Forum, in its wisdom, has granted you access to the Archaeon's lift. Step inside and have Opheline take you to the medial circuit. According to the access protocol, access to the Archaeon is... Oh, okay. Wrong person then. This is a lift, yes? I've sent to your associates ahead to Logistic on Alpha on the other side of Muriel Agronomics. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to. Never mind, it can wait. Let us attend to the matter at hand. What way you gotta say? I go this way then. Must be close to the central circuit, which is where Sharlayan's greatest secrets are held. The tones I had perused told the whole story. If the tones I held. The fields we passed along the way brought back memories of Ferndale. Unfortunately, we were never blessed with such abundant crops. Further underground we go, the more surprises we find. I wonder what this place is actually for. On our journey here, I was filled with the inexplicable sense of elation to see vegetables other than carrots being cultivated. Why, it near brought a tear to mine eye. Knowing the forum, even the people working down here are probably kept in the dark about the true purpose of this place. Oh, there you are, having words to Master Fortuno by any chance? Yes, I was. We are to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here, being logistic on Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Water is drawn from underground and disperses its vapors, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they are able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here. Hold on, how do you know so much about it? My father brought me here as a child. What? And left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with grandfather. The night before, I'd been asking father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. Peppered him with questions the entire time. 'Tis all too easy to take for granted the many interweaving aspects of the natural world, to grow inured to the wondrous. But having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loporits, and we're creating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. The subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison forged to contain Zodiac, the habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. It is no mere coincidence. Ever since Hydaelyn unfolded to us the grim fate that waits Atheris, every essential resource we could spare had been delivered to Labyrinthos, in preparation for the great exodus. But that is not all. It is also a testing ground for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Loporits have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, time is not on our side. I have arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is there that most of our preparations for the great exodus are carried out. Construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions, and will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum, after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust. Your trust. Then let us proceed. By decree of the Forum, the sands of the Seventh Dawn are permitted to enter the central circuit. What's this? No. Nothing, never mind. Just clearing out stuff. Oh, hey, hi, guy. What's up? How long have you been in here? Sorry, sorry, I didn't notice. I've been... Okay, you just got here. I've been zoned in the whole time. How far are you? Have you, like, finished, or what level or MSQ are you on? Hoping to survive this queue? Ah. Central Circuit. We might finally have the chance to commune directly with Hydeland, provided we somehow manage to succeed where Sharlayan's finest engineers have failed. Still, it won't hurt to have a look. Not done yet. I think I'm like 85. Oh wow. Nice. Well, I hope you can you don't get spoiled too much. The sooner we can get a look at this ether burner of theirs, the sooner we can start working on how to improve it. Like, I won't even touch a Final Fantasy stream and except for Jesse Cox's, since he's not doing story until next week. And I think Spoofy was just doing I think Spoofy was doing non-MSQ stuff. I don't know if she still is or not. But yeah, those are basically the only two Final Fantasy streams I would watch until I'm done with MSQ. Between work and these queue times, I'm suffering. Ooh, I'm sorry. Temperate environment here is not unlike that of Bestway's Burrow, though the diverse vegetation doth produce a far more complex bouquet of aromas. A welcome difference indeed, for I have grown weary of the scent of carrots. Oh, I gotta go closer. I have no idea what makes Alpha Neo so confident we can solve this problem of theirs. Relentless optimism, I presume? A not unwelcome trait in a youth, but less so in a gambler. Aye, let us resolve never to let him set foot in the gold saucer. I imagine the secrets kept here would be of great benefit to my own research, but I will refrain from indulging my curiosity for the time being. Farther down we travel, the more expansive the sky becomes, artificial though it is. Would that the heavens elsewhere could be so idyllic. Please tell me we're almost there. Or is there another underground level we have to reach? The even more central circuit, perhaps? The ether burner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kopal Donkel, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary instructions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars. This way. Yeah, I can finally go down here. Okay, go get this etherite first. Is that all that right here? No, there's one more. Okay. How do I get to there? Maybe I go around. Maybe I think I'm right. I go around somehow. Oh. Okay, yes. Maybe? No? Guess not. Like that I can... Yeah, I can't go. Can't jump off. And this is a long trek. Almost there, one more block after this one. Okay, maybe more than one. Because this one's quite small. While many of the facilities within the central circuit seem to be visible from the upper levels, the more secretive work must be carried out behind closed doors. I was expecting a Skytail manufactory, but instead I got the village smithy. Surely the former hath petitioned the aid of the Loporits, given their familiarity with such technologies. For a closely guarded secret, you can practically see everything from outside. even with the magical barrier surrounding it. Is he talking to himself? He looks lost in thought, although it seems he's hit something of a stumbling block. This is the man we see. Do not try to startle him. I didn't even realize we're here. And perhaps he has realized, but just doesn't care. Okay, yeah, I already talked to you, Solo.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows.
Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, masterful, you know, what a pleasant surprise.
Yeah!
We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse.
Oh, okay, it's not autos. Okay. Now
Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the ether burner conundrum.
Huh. Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the ether burner.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb.
probably won't. Mm.
But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperites?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind.
I hope I can last.
That came hurtling into the northern empty during the calamity. With more, well,
That extra 6% efficiency will be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive cores from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up.
Sounds like a job for me.
It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
Do you want me to go? You want me to go and fetch the what's it? The White Raven's ghost that haunts me. I don't remember that, but yeah.
Heavens, are you all right? You look pale as a... Well... Best put that battle from your mind for now. Deep breaths. That's it.
I like these. That's great. I don't remember that,
there are
but
multiple internment
I know
hulks in Eorzea
but
alone,
it must have been a
so
part
handling
of
this ourselves
coils.
may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours. What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward. This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Who is he talking about? Or who is he talking to, I wonder?
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
Okay, so
My
Elsa bought
sisters are
contingent, I
somewhat
guess.
preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Any road, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking. And I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Sharlayan before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
Alright. Well, what now? Time and time again, it seems that Allegan something or other are either the cause or the solution to our problems. To think the self-same materials that once launched Dalamud will now be used to help ferry mankind to the moon. There's a poetry in that. I'm confident that even the deadliest of Allegan defense mechanisms are no match for our allies. At this rate, some of them might soon have many accomplishments in their names as a certain warrior of light. Maybe a little bit, but yeah, not as much as me. Considering how much of a fuss he made at the time, I don't see why he takes every opportunity to bring it up. It was just firewood. Yeah, I don't remember that, but yeah. I assume it happened. Yeah. Anyway. What serendipitous irony that the remnants of the Seventh Umbral Calamity would become the keys to mankind's salvation. Never more certain have I been that Master Louisoix watcheth over us from the ethereal sea. First the Telefroi, now the final days. No one can accuse the Ilsabad contingent of backing down from a challenge. Of course they weren't also committed to the cause when we first set out. But after seeing the example set by you, Alphino, and the others, change was palpable. I couldn't help but believe. Though Bahamut is long gone, the internment hopes are far from safe. Could be much worse, of course. They won't have to fight their way past the Mericidian dragons. Nor is there any danger the Elder Primal might be summoned again. Even so, I dare say there are still a fair few elegant creations and contraptions remaining to bar our friend's way. I really hope that Grandfather watches over them. There are no oaths or contracts binding the members of the Ilsabad contingent, and in many ways it was even more loosely organized than the Crystal Braves. Nevertheless, I knew none would refuse this call to arms. Truly, we have been blessed with trustworthy and dependable allies. It's times like these when... Oh, wait. Okay. I forgot to talk to this guy. Decline. Okay. I thought he was the quest turn-in person. Coco Dunkle. Appreciate you doing all this, but I ain't getting my hopes up just yet. Okay, now I talk to Kryl. It's times like this, we are reminded of how famous or infamous Alphino has become. Who'd have thought he could achieve so much with a single leak pearl conversation? As we're expecting a lot of visitors in the near future, I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters in your capable hands. Best of luck. Meanwhile, in Old Bar. Papa Shine, Olorito. Alamo and Marshal Terrapin.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberg will personally see it done.
I don't remember the stone torches.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults.
Ooh, another rendition of the answers.
I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Okay, and in the black crowd. Okay, so we're seeing everywhere we talk to, everywhere Alphino talked to. Here's Gridania.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
Oh hey, here comes the Eastern Alliance, I guess.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
The Alamegans.
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Meanwhile, Curthus. Where's our Meteion?
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Oh, where's Chiffon's grave? Ah, the fields.
A dragon's roar!
Gracefulger or Ritra? Wow, in the Ruby Sea. East Aldernoid Trading Company.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honorable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
Okay, Gojin.
Hmm? Is that...
Hancock?
Soroban.
What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
Did that scare you? Ah, I love this music. No job too small. Alpha knows resisting the urge to pat himself on the back. Though our friends are searching for refined adamantite and sacred relics, they will only know if they meet your requirements once they have arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? Ah, you've already done more than enough. If I had to say though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about elegant technology. That would be Grahatia then. You there, the lad with the red eyes and matching hair. You seem to know more than the average scholar. Ah, if only Master Kokol knew how right he was. While he and Graha established a rapport. Why don't we help with the preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement. I propose this not to curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This will also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse. And if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantite. Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful buggers? If you've a mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Sharlayan Hamlet is lousy with researchers and scholarly types, busying themselves preparing for Exodus. Bah! That lot need all the help they could get. Well then, off we go. I shall endeavour to provide Master Corporal with whatever information he should require. I'll admit, without refining adamantite, I ain't got a bloody clue how else I could get the Aether burner performing any better. You lot don't come up with the goods when buggered. Okay, yeah. I think she is inside here. And not on the outside, so I'll just teleport there. In order to protect the secrets of the central circuit, the researchers must navigate a bewildering maze of paperwork before they are permitted to return to the surface. I suppose it's no different than any other aspect of Sharlayan society. We do live on bureaucracy. It's very much a mirror of the city above, which is perhaps how it came to be called Sharlayan Hamlet. A quaint little settlement this is. A shame it's hidden underground. I don't mind a bit of heavy lifting, but I draw the line at paperwork. So much as wave a sheaf of documents at me, and I'll put my lance through it. As surprised as I was to learn the foreign client to send everyone to the moon, I can't imagine how the common folk must feel about it. My senses deceived me in the shadow of yon corner. One can but hope this leadeth not to mischievous undertakings. What does he see, I wonder? Oh well. From what I can tell, a lot of the people here actually live down here. I don't know how much help we can offer, but I dare say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholar Montache mentioned. Let's start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way. Let's meet Mother April once our work is done. Okay, can't go in there. Okay, that's another frog. Baltasar. Offering help. That's very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of the documents by myself. It's mostly the lists of things we will need once we arrive on the moon, and then whichever star we choose is our new home. My duties largely concern the maintenance of living conditions, so I'll be a lot busier after we depart. Here our lunar collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. I'm looking forward to finally meeting them in person, after having communicated with them in such a limited capacity thus far. be perfectly honest, I've not even the slightest idea of what they look like. I do hope they're not enormous looming giants. But I would much prefer something small and fluffy, like that behatted rabbit that ran by. Well, I have news for you. They are the behatted rabbits. Sorry, I can't go through. Can't go over though. Helping with the arc? Even with all the power Master Copals managed to squeeze out of the Aether Burner, it's still not enough apparently. Now here the final days have arrived, horrible creatures running rampant all over. If only we'd begun the exodus sooner. People are dying and there'll be no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We spent years preparing for this moment. Believe in the plan and all will be well. Danger noodle. There we go. Oh, hello. Are you one of the new helpers? Working on the Aether Burner. Oh dear, I hear that things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I choose that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples day in and day out. It's tiring, thankless work. Still, no one will be cross if I misplay a few legumes or what have you. The form's got enough on their plate as it is. What with deciding who gets to board the Ark and when, well, the powerful people have opinions about that. My heart goes out to Master Fortuno and the others. Hardly get a moment's rest, that lacks. I expect do they even have time to sleep? Search for the behatted rabbit. Living way. It would appear the Lockwood 7 infiltrate Sharlayan's most heavily guarded facility. How I know not. How? I know not. Crikey, I wasn't expecting you here, Sammy. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. And for having those other Loppers attack you. Terrible misunderstanding that. Not to worry though. Endwalker have since recovered from their savage beating you administered. They bear you no ill will. Well, perhaps a little on account of savagery, but time heals all wounds. Most anyway. How marvelous it is to see you again. You'll be pleased to hear I've learned much since our fascinating discussion at the Curatorium. It's all thanks to Oyashe. You see, he's taught me the finer points of cooking, which despite my name I know very little about. So many dishes, so many hard to pronounce words. Actually, I was rather hoping he'd show me how to bake an Archon loaf. Quite popular here, though it doesn't sound like it contains any flavor, so to speak of. Still, if that's the sort of thing you can enjoy, I shall make enough to last the whole journey. What joy to sample the delights of Paris. Fancy meeting you here, Sandy. Our friends in the forum brought us to see the teeny tiny toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. What we're really interested in is the Theris itself, though now we find ourselves in sort of a funny underground miniaturized version of it. We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all that time to prepare and they're still not ready. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around, or at least see what, or at least that's what we were planning to do until we catch upon Oyashe and your good self. Since you're both dawdling about, engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Won't that be fun? Tries to Meteion shaking up free himself of the labyrinth. Tour of Labyrinthos. An unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and Vestray's burrow, it would be in our best interest to have the labyrinths acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by the Sharlayan collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing. Hey, you got in. That's good. How big was the queue when you started? Uh, 3,500. Wow. Fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou art better suited to lead this venture. What a marvelous idea! Might we begin with a great big what's it over yonder? Oh, this might... oh, okay. The operator, what he saw when I talked to him. When he said, could that be what I think it is? Like, ah yes, the what's it. I shall leave its explanation to Sammy. Wilfred's technical expertise doth far outstrip our own. It would be wise to allow them to form their own conclusions as to the function of the various apparatus rather than offer uninformed suppositions of our own. Thus that is, unbeknownst to me, the possessed of surpassing knowledge concerning the construction and operation of that Sharlayan ahead. What's it? Considering singing way and growing ways specialties, I expect them to pay full attention to your explanations, which I'm sure will be most informative. Oh wait, what magnificent architecture, so immaculate curvature. I have to make several adjustments to my work at film to match this degree of craftsmanship. I shall leave no corner unrounded. This is all very intriguing, I'm sure. But where are the food preparation stations? The, what was your word for it? Kitchens? That reminds me, Pudding Way, our newly appointed chief of pudding research, a discipline he himself founded after sampling Orion's delights, has gone in search of a place as ultimate street. Well, provided it's a pudding, as that's all he ever talks about these days. Have you seen him? No, I have not, Cookingly. Goodness me, to build something so large as that creation, it's possible to us to pin this. Perhaps you could direct your attention to its most important features. Such the apparatus? Okay. Observe the mushroom-like thing. That looks like the trees in Greatest Endwalker. Hold on, that's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom but big and round at the top. Quite tough for something so unbalanced too. That makes sense. That's where they store the water. Observe the tanks. Ah, tanks. So that it's a little hard to see from here, but I think that golden pipe connected to the top of... Is that a golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks? I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. This must be purifying water drawn up from below. Right, and absorb the metallic to here. Is that water I hear from inside that great big tube? It must be because of those cogs and that gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they drop the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it too. Excuse me. Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water drawn from underground presumably with some other mechanism is purified here and stored in that tower before being distributed elsewhere. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. It's designed brilliant in its simplicity. I dare say it would take only a moment to install in even the harshest environments, for us Loporits, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is of the utmost importance for any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that people of there sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Many settlements in Thailand are built near an oasis. Areas near waterfalls are common sites for villages in Garabania. So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water. But dear, however, we won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear that they rely on it far more than we'd anticipate. A few adjustments may be in order, once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Master Alphino spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through Logistican Alpha. Did he not? Mayhap the Loporits will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. Must journey beyond the sanctuary of Sharlayan Hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we'll have to brave the untamed wilderness? Valid concern indeed. I cannot help but notice the many dangerous-looking creatures with big nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of this settlement. Were we not escorted here by burly custodian? I dread to think what would have become of us. Regrettably, to many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big nasty teeth, Loporits may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. Might I impose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage to Logisticon Alpha? Logisticon. I think it maybe it's Logisticon, not Logisticon. Logisticon. That sounds better. For my part, I shall act as an escort to Living Way and Cooking Way. I entrust Singing Way and Growing Way to thy care. More valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. It's all the same to you. I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, Growing Way, to the water extracts and what's it. Thank you so much. I really hope this water sharks and what's in its work experiences. All part of the fun, some might say, but I'd rather not be burnt to a crisp if it's all the same to you. My friends, I bid you welcome to Logistica Alpha. I almost forgot what I said I was going to pronounce it as now. Our destination doth lie at the lift's top. Hey, follow me. Forgive me for asking, but are we any closer to the kitchen? Come to think of it, why am I even here? I must admit, manipulators are hardly my area of expertise. As I understand, places like Labyrinthos are the exception rather than the rule. We don't all build enormous underground living spaces like this, surely. That was terrifying, but at least the scenery was more pleasant than what's the name? Garlemald. The first impression of the theorist, it was far from favorable. Anyways, onwards and upwards, quite literally, and it is the case here. On this occasion, it would behoove us to seek the counsel of those qualified to describe the workings of the apparatus. They may also be in possession of schematics or other useful documentation so that should the Laportes request them. As the form's esteemed guests, 'tis unlikely they would be refused. Yet thou knowest as well as I the changeable dispositions of Sharlayan bureaucrats. Marvelous, simply marvelous. So this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. Perfect environment to sustain life artificially created. Knowledge will gain here, but be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're very lucky that Theris just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Did mankind turn out the way they are because of the available resources, I wonder? Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Agriculture shop. Could be eager for a change of venue, or at the very least a change of what's it. It's all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where's the food? I believe both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found at Mariola Agronomics. As I imagine singing when the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus. Wouldst thou be so kind as to escort a visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies that Orianche was telling me about. Even his incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose, descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention Theris will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there's still time. Let us brook no further delay. Off to the farm. This is the place, yes? The heady aroma was enough to guide me here. I spotted several of the fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. I'd dearly love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to farmers' crops without permission are often caught and put into pies. That sounds like a storybook, but I don't remember what. Anyway, perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they'd be willing to part with a few samples. Cooking ways now. What a fine mess this is. What's wrong? What's the matter, Chapkin? Ah, I see him. The one who burned down the mine shaft. I'd show you around if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the exodus. I'm not the only one. We've all got to find ways to do what we do down here, up there. First on the moon, then on whichever star form decides will be our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Oh, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how carefully it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in the new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce if we may. By all means, help yourself. Much appreciated, my good fellow. Oh, where to begin? Company to affiliate and then speak with them. Okay. Ah yes, the grapes. Oh, I know what these are. Grapes, yes? Let's see if they are as delicious as they look. So sweet, so sour. The taste is much like a ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. Well, that's certainly given me food for thought, though in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of grapes? I personally have never had grapes, but I'll just choose that one. Yes, they are rather Moorish, aren't they? And from what I've read, quite versatile too. Something about people stepping on them to make intoxicating beverages, as I recall. Anyway, that's enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next tree. Orange Grove. Ah, over here. Orange by name or orange by nature? What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat. Oh, I've already almost been there for 3 hours. Yes, that's... Equal parts sweet and sour as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Uriange about expanding my vocabulary, but simply cannot find words to describe it. That's what I'm looking for is... bitter? This is all very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices, and each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you turn your noses up at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they are. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation. Let no one say I said otherwise. Ah, but speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetable. Let's see what in that field over there. I'm gonna go take a quick break since I've been live for 3 hours now, and I haven't done one yet. Thanks, hi guy. Alright, where is the okay, there's the vegetables. Color, the texture. That texture, are they some sort of enormous round carrots? They're called pumpkins. No? In any case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than that taste. Or is these squashes? I don't know. I think they're pumpkins. Ugh, it's so hard and flavorless. Might as well be chewing a piece of wood. Well, that confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures masquerading as goodly carrots. Stop, stop, stop! Can't you see these are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful bother? Far from it, cooking is a joy unto itself. And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. And perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can be delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder though if there's anything even more delicious. How about that yellow fruit over yonder? Lemons or bananas? Oh, lemons, okay, that's why. Well, enjoy this. Enjoy the lemons cooking way. What a wondrous fragrance. It's lucky it'll have a flavor to match. As I have no idea how these are eaten, I'll just bite into it. Oh boy. My tongue! Endless poison! A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? Act. It may be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I had best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. I'm rather enamored with the grapes and oranges, less so the pumpkin, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was the lemon. The deceiver! I still feel so violated. First time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth, in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to... Oof. A bit of sick came up there. Learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. This is... delicious! Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See? We rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes. The same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal. And sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the form agonized over what was worth preserving, and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices, but make them we must if we're to survive. Such strength of will. Now I know what Heidelin sees in your kind. Mankind, the Loporits, we are both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, It will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. And therein lies its folly and its downfall, for perfection is an unattainable ideal. It is the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the cost incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect. To be content with what we have and make the most of it. He just gave us the answer. When life gives you lemon, make lemon muffins. Pardon my erosion, but what in the seven hells are you on about? And who are you anyway? Cooking way at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of the Theresis species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course. I look forward to it. Well, this has been highly productive, probably. Let's go and see if Orange and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? So I know what ether I can go to. Yeah, I love this this rendition of this song. I know it's been playing for like the last 20-30 minutes, and I've said that before, but yeah, it's really good. Alright, let's see what you guys have been up to. Oh, there you are. Have the others finished talking about rainmaking what's-its yet? Or yawns it, not chronically. By cooking ways broad green, I assume your excursion was a roaring success? It was. Where have you and Cooking Way been? If the two of you were engaged in pursuits of an educational nature, you should have taken me too. I am the leader after all. Not to rub it in, but we had the most fantastic time while you were away. Oriange was able to obtain all matter of meteorological data for us to pore over. I'll be sure to put my newfound knowledge to good use once we return to the moon. It's my duty to make your journey as comfortable as possible, though there's no telling how long it will be. 100 years, 1,000? Probably closer to 5,000, give or take. That was most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know of any other places famed for their cuisine? The Lemon sets a home to the culinary skill, and many less than savory establishment. Would that I had time to visit. The more I learn of Earth, the more I wish we could spare it from the final days. Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was some other way. Oh, but there is another way. Sage Council. Mariange appears to be telling the Loperits in preparation for an imminent departure. Sammy, I trust thy time at Mariel Agronomics did bear fruit. Our own efforts too were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guests' relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them and us for a fortnight. Alas, time is of the essence. Let us return to the Sharlayan hamlet forthwith. I shall gladly attend to each and every loperate there. Should further questions within my power to answer arise. I need to get rid of some of these coffers. Aww. So I'm gonna switch my class over to machinist. Or like a dancer. Yeah, machinist, because they're both aiming. Okay. I won't do the okay. Let's see. 86. Nah, okay, alright. Okay, yeah, let me see. Alright. Monk, actually. Yeah, I'll get rid of the 82 stuff on Monk. Alright, okay. I guess I'll do the 84 inch Dragoon. Actually, maybe I should do it on. Maybe I'll do it on Reaper. Nah, I'll do the 86 on Reaper. What I haven't already used on my Red Mage. My armory chest is full for chest pieces. Okay. Alright, need to clear some stuff out. Yeah, I don't like this after all, so I'll get rid of it. Unique called Tunic of Casting. Yeah, I'll keep that. Gateway Joy of Casting, get rid of that. Right. Oh wait, no, this is a different one. Okay. Yeah, no, this I can get rid of. Okay, yeah, I don't want this. Okay, yeah, there we go. Alright, okay. We're good to move on. Growing way is up here. Why did I ask Jim how to make carrot muffin? We could have had baked goods bursting with happiness. Oh, that was so delightful. And with this much information, I can fine-tune the moon's environs for your people's comfort. It's surprisingly tricky to estimate the appropriate temperature settings for beings so lacking in fur. Oh no, there was nowhere in particular I was hoping to go. I simply wish to hear, feel, and think as much as possible, as much as I possibly can while we're here. What's that look for? What did I say? The Loporits want for activity and stimulation, but I struggle to conceive of how to busy them all feels to relate. What's the matter, Growing Way? Yes, I mean, that was indeed verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data for Atheris at Logistica Alpha, that's why. The forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all your forests like that? Brock's Shroud is quite leafy indeed. And a place of utmost tranquility. You should see the forest of the first. One is purple. I'll do, yeah. I'll do this one. Gasp! Gasp, I say! When the star's so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise, to assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. How ridiculous it must seem to you, trying so hard yet achieving so little. Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. Thought I heard tiny voices. Tancred. How didst thou fare? I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here. Despite news of the coming end, we have the Forum's leadership to thank for that. That doesn't mean people aren't worried though, quite the opposite, knowing disaster could strike at any moment. They hurry to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death, and we could hardly tell them there's no cause for concern. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored that you'd think me so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. I passed someone moping in the Western Plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start help with him. It is as good a place as any. Come. Best go with him. I don't think Orion actually misjudged him, but Growingly does look like he needs some emotional support. I still have work to complete elsewhere. I trust that I won't return to find any Loporits in tears. Yeah, I should have gone up the stairs. Troubled research. Oh, it's Silky Grin. Or... is he a row? No, he's not a row. Or... maybe it's someone else entirely different. Can I help you? Actually, we're wondering if we could help you. It's you who would help me. Is my anxiety truly so obvious? Burden shared is a burden eased. Pray tell us of thy troubles. Those little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see. And what they say of the ship, that it's the sum of decades of Sharlayan ingenuity. That's built with peerless, elegant technology. That's all true, but I know that none of that's a guarantee. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown it in the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been run on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo will be aboard for the first voyage. But even so, if it fails us then, what can we do? And if it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight, or the one after that. We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought that Aetherburner's design was flawless, too, and look how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and dost thou hold the power to allay his fears? Oh, I'm not sure about that, but, well... Maybe you could tell me if there are any aspects of the ship's design that you're especially worried about. Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks, for one. I have devised a means by which to employ gravity, spatio-temporal spell, to regulate the environment. But what if that's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we've left the star? Aha, gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. Up there is not so different from down here, you see. The same rules apply, if you consider them as part of one great big cosmos, rather than separate places. I suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Yet if Banquet's tale be true, still others would benefit from insights born of experience. Might I prevail upon the Elpis to attend them? An excellent idea, if I do say so myself. That's not we'd like more than to ease the hearts of the fine people of Ephesus, and learn more about them while we're at it. Full glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. Zami, thou hast a gift for finding souls in need of succor. Pray seek thee out the distressed and the apprehensive, and inform them that help is at hand. I shall await them here, that I might introduce each to a suitable operator. Alright, I'll take care of everything. I do so look forward to that. A place for every Elpis and a Elpis for every Elpis in their place. Alright, there's one already. What am I thinking about? The medical facilities on the ship, of course. I designed them with the assistance of our sages and Karubians. But to imagine every illness or injury that one might face in that great expanse is beyond any of us. To say nothing of the effects that living up there definitely might have on the body. Crew from the moon? Why did I not think of that? Oh, 8? Ooh, okay. I'm good. Is anything bothering me? Well, I've been loading cargo for bells now, so my back feels like a void since played it as a piano. My feet and knees as drums and cymbals too. My face? What's wrong with my... Oh, perhaps I am a bit tense. I was tasked with ensuring that the proper fauna, and only the proper fauna, brought with us to the moon. However, the suitability of a few species is still under debate, and I can hardly make the decision myself when I know so little about the environment up there. Including roll-off in our discussions is a wonderful idea. Absolutely will. Thank you. Perhaps the biology itself might offer some clue as well. Consult our collaborators. I suppose that would be more effective than sitting here brooding. Attempting to calculate how much cargo we can consolidate into fewer trips. Should the ether burner make our original estimates unfeasible? But there are simply too many variables. I feel as if my bro will turn inside out. But perhaps our lunar associates will have more insight into how much weight constitutes too much weight for our purposes. Thank you for letting me know. How might I help you? Fine, what a lovely idea. I too noticed people becoming rather tense, so I rushed to pluck some fresh and fragrant tea leaves. Now I need only track down 100 or so cups. Don't you worry, I can manage. I hope your plan to cheer everyone up goes well. This woman is doing better than you are. Wow. Irrational administrator. You, yes you idiot. Have you seen an envelope lying about? This imbecile refuses to give me that alchemic I ordered without that bloody slip of parchment. Unless your friends have a spell to make me remember where I dropped my damned envelope, I doubt they'll be more help than you. We've wasted enough of my time already. Unfortunate for all to involved to inflict the spell upon the lockers. Yes, it would. Aha! Ahaha! The end of the world is nigh, yet the work goes no faster. Schedules are such temperamental things. Peaceable one moment, other bullocks the next. And yet, I've never felt so alive. This one is beyond your help. Only sleep can save right now. I'm not neglecting my duties, I swear. I was in need of a little break, you see, but then I found myself unable to relax and noticed these weeds and pleasant conversation partners, and oh so fuzzy. Goodness me, that does sound like a much better way to relax. 4 more, and I've already talked to more than 8 probably. Ah, that's one over here. And these are all just lost in assistance. Where have they gone after a time like this? Hey, Clive, I have not time for idle chit-chat. I need to reconfirm the ether levels are consistent through the vessel's machinery. And it seems, seems I shall have to do so single-handedly. I swear when I find those assistants of mine. The operates are willing to help? Why didn't you say so? At least they won't moan about how they checked 24 times already and haven't slept in weeks. Lazy sods. Wow. Okay, there's one. Good time. Nay, there's no point in wearing it at this stage. It'll only make the work go that much slower. This woman seems to be coping well. I thought I saw something over here. Ah, there's one up there. Lead me to my misery. Phone can appoint someone else. I apologize, I simply don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pilot the Ark if I'm already falling apart under the pressure? You know a starship pilot that I might speak with? Truly? Well then, there's no time to waste. They can help me prepare for this monumental task. Too big. Okay, I couldn't go over there anyways. Okay, yeah. Okay, I was right. It is someone else. Worries. No, I believe I'm fine. Thank you. I've been confiding in my colleagues and it's helped a lot. Can't recommend it enough. Research already has the support she needs. I still have 2 more people to find. Okay, there's one. Skeptical researcher. Have you heard anything of what's on the moon? I have no doubt we can make it up there, but the searching for a new star plans are awfully vague to me. I asked the forum, but they will only tell us that our collaborators have everything under control. Forgive me, but I don't feel particularly safe wandering through the stars on God knows what, made by gods know who. You mean to say that I can speak with them directly? Amazing. I hope they like questions. Alright, let's check down here. There we go. This is probably not the last one. Oh, yeah, whatever. Yep. Because it said unconcerned gleaner, so I was like, yeah, he's not it. The elemental. There we go. There's the last one. Hyperventilating engineer. Yeah, he's definitely the last one. Like, gods, my chest is tight. Am I dying? Is this what dying feels like? Oh, do pardon me. I didn't see you there. There's no cause There's no cause for concern. I assure you. No cause for concern, even though we may need to depart at any moment, and if the hull I designed buckles under the strain, the entire vessel may explode en masse, claiming countless lives and dooming all mankind. But that is highly unlikely. Yes, highly unlikely. Highly. Our physicists can help me triple check the structural flaws, you say? Well, that would be wonderful. I'm breathing more easily already. Okay, finally. Done. trying to admit you're scared, you know. In the long run, however, most of you won't die. When you put it that way... Tell me, he said he was glad we spoke, and he thanked me. It's all worth it, after all, wasn't it? Even the mistakes we made, because now we can tell them what not to do. Behold, Sammy. Through thine efforts, word hath spread throughout Labyrinthos. Verily, to a far greater number than we anticipated, living way doth gather more loporits as we speak. I shall assign each in accordance with their skills, that new bonds of friendship might be forged. Should greater matters require thine attention, should greater matters require not thine attentions, watch over them, I prithee.
So much in, well, in forever.
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
Twould behoove you to consult with Sleeping Way. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
Well, Sleeping Way's the pilot.
I'm impressed.
Wow.
Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger. Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Atheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial. Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge. When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that, were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget...
Mindrida. Oh, there's her parents, I bet.
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Wilson and Blovida, Sharlayan's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
It hath been some time. Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blovida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
I'll say, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where.
Oh, she hugged him. I didn't expect that.
Do you have any idea how worried we were?
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am. I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know. We always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while, arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be. I can see her in you too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
This moon breeder, she was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna check some things. I think my fan's going fast. I just want to make sure that nothing's... I just want to make sure temps and everything are okay. Okay, yeah, everything seems okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened then. Oh, you must be one of the Silents, correct? I am. Thank you for caring for my daughter. The time she spent with you all was too short. I know she was proud to have you as comrades. Oriange is too, I'm sure. And I certainly feel better for knowing he has good friends to look after him. See that he comes home from time to time, will you? Classical Rogadan language isn't so different from the Yozi. Did you ever wonder why we named our daughter Moon's Bride? Oh, Moonbreeder, okay. When I first held her, the moon was shining so full, the whole world seemed to glow. I knew it had chosen her, that she would become a beacon of that self-same light. Okay, so that makes sense. Like, why it seems like rows are named after objects instead of like having names, because they probably sound like names in the row language. But fiery as my Moonbreeder was, she was always kind and gentle. Oh, Sammy, be assured that I am fine. I am. Full glad to see them too, after so very long. Gladder still that it was in your company, as difficult as it was to accept their kindness. It would have been far harder had I faced them alone. Did I have them yawn? I think I'm gonna go ahead and end here, because I'm getting hungry and I don't want to I don't want to end up going all night again. So I'm going to stop here. Yeah. I'll see who I can host up. Let me see. I might stay on, but I won't do any more MSQ tonight, I don't think. Who knows? I was about to host Mithra, but she's on spoilers, so I'm not going to. She's doing the new EX. I was like, ooh, neat. Let me see her. Let me see what she's up to. Then I saw her title is Redacted EX. Like, okay, never mind. Guess I'll post up. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna end and then just do a host command, or and then just host button on the guy. Not gonna like raid or anything. Okay. Anyways, later guys. I'll see you tomorrow for more MSQ. It's kind of an uneventful ending compared to last night, but eh. I mean, nothing except probably the end of actual MSQ is gonna top last night's ending.